So I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember when George Bush wanted to illegally invade Iraq and he said this?
Yes.
Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
That's it. There's no other way. There's no other way around it. You're either with this imperialistic madman who's going to order a torture program and send you to Guantanamo Bay. What's that? Go ahead.
Look, I mean, just look at his too close together eyes. Of course,
Yeah.
of course, we all questioned his smarts.
Yes.
He's saying something utterly stupid, and now he's a hero. By the way,
Yeah, he's a hero. So guess what? That same kind of bullshit's happening again. Daniel Medvedev told he will be banned from Wimbledon unless he denounces Vladimir Putin. This is real. Hang on, let me get my... Do I have any jokes for this? I think I do.
yeah.
Yes, I do. So Daniel Medvedev told he will be banned from Wimbledon unless he denounces Vladimir Putin. He has to take a pledge of non-allegiance. That's what that is. It's like a pledge of allegiance, but if the pledge of allegiance had like stronger penalties for not doing it, that's kind of what. And look at the subheadline. Russia and Belarus have already been thrown out of the Davis Cup and the Fed Cup, but individual players thus far have been free to continue. This doesn't turn your stomach. How come they do? When did they throw out our tennis team when we invaded Iraq or did Libya? Or we're occupying Syria right now.
We couldn't even, you couldn't even say something bad about it on foreign soil. That was the biggest crime at the time. The Dixie Chicks spoke ill of Bush on foreign soil.
That's right. That's right.
They said that 30 fucking times.
Even CNN is covering this. Daniel Medvedev, UK government wants assurances that Russian tennis star is not a supporter of Vladimir Putin. We don't know that he supports Putin, but we also don't know that he doesn't. It's a known unknown, of the words of the great Donald Rumsfeld. Could you believe this is happening? Are you shocked at this? Are you shocked at this?
I
I'm
guess
shocked.
he won't be getting Nikes for not doing the Pledge of Non-Allegiance, really.
Here it is. Grand Slam champion Daniil Medvedev may have to jump through a few diplomatic hoops if he wants to compete in Wimbledon later this year. He has to jump through a hoop to do it? Can he just take a knee? Asked at the UK Parliament Select Committee meeting on Tuesday about Medvedev competing in Wimbledon, British Sports Minister Nigel Huddleston said he may seek assurances that the Russian star, who won his first Grand Slam at the U.S. Open last year, does not support Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Absolutely nobody flying the flag for Russia should be allowed or enabled, said Huddleston. I think he should also have to denounce Joe Rogan. I mean, just to be safe. We need some potential assurance that they are not supporters of Putin, and we are considering what requirements we may need to try and get. So this is a thought crime. You can't, we have to make sure your thoughts are clean.
Why would anyone give a shit?
Why would you give a shit if a tennis player supported the leader of another country? What does that have to do with anything? We have to first find out if you're Well, yes, his name is Medvedev.
What I'm saying is, does he normally live in Russia? So you're let's say he lives in Russia and he doesn't like Putin. He probably can't just say, I'm denouncing Putin on foreign soil. You saw what happened to Dixie Chicks.
Right.
So why would you put him in that position? That's bad for him. Then for you, it's I don't even understand why it's necessary at all.
Because these people are reactionary assholes. That's why. That's why they would do this, Kurt. Huddleston said he was in touch with the tournament organizers, the All England Lawn Tennis Club, and that discussions were taking place. Wow. Well, good thing that we aren't demanding that from Saudi Arabia, or it could affect our clean conscience with our gas buying.
Yeah, no shit. You have to stop high-fiving Putin.
Western elites insist on the one hand that Putin is a totalitarian tyrant who imprisons or murders anyone who utters a peep of dissent. Then, on the other, they demand that Russian citizens, in order to work and earn a livelihood, perform a public denunciation ritual of Putin. So it's the exact, you're inflicting the thing you think you hate Putin for. These are thought crimes. That's what this is. You got to get your mind right. You have to have the right thoughts. Remember we heard Justin Trudeau say the truckers had unacceptable ideas?
Opinions.
Or
yeah,
opinions?
Yeah.
Here's a guy named Tom Harwood. He says, it's not unreasonable to expect all Russian people that you engage with to explicitly condemn Putin. It's not unreasonable to expect all Russian people. Silence is complicity. Did anybody make you denounce George Bush and Dick Cheney? Did anybody make you denounce Barack Obama when he did Libya and Syria and a drone program that killed 90% civilians? Did anybody make you denounce Barack Obama and Joe Biden? Did anybody make you denounce Joe Biden when he killed 12 aid workers in Afghanistan a couple weeks ago? Anybody make you denounce Joe Biden when he's occupying Syria? Anybody make you denounce Joe Biden when he's bombing Somalia or helping commit a genocide in Yemen? Anybody do that? No. Just this one thing, though, right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? I think that's weird. Compiling a list of guilt by association ethnic crimes to confront people about before heading out for the day. That was very well said. Your silence is violence. Totally. So Glenn Greenwald retweeted that and said, I totally agree. I think any British subject of the crown who doesn't immediately and vocally condemn the UK government for showering Saudi tyrants with weapons, tech, and intelligence to destroy Yemen should be banned from all events and institutions. Silence is complicity. So you see how Glenn is turning it around on this piece of shit. And it's not hard to do, but he did it very eloquently. So
is Tom Harwood a reporter or something? I imagine he's a media person.
Yeah, media. I think he's a shitty media person in the UK.
Oh, okay.
It's not unreasonable to expect all British people to explicitly condemn the UK and Saudi war on Yemen. Silence is complicity. And other people had that great idea too. Oh, let's do Muslims and the Chinese too. Why not have to denounce all Muslims and all the Chinese? Why not that?
I think we did that with the Muslims to a certain degree.
We kind of did that. For any moral cretins getting ready to utter the cliche they've been trained to say, whataboutism, it's not about that. It's about seeing if people are willing to live under the same standards that they want to impose on others. I understand why so many want to bar that inquiry. So people are going to say, oh, you're doing whataboutism, Glenn, when you bring up Yemen.
Who made that word up? That's one of the dumbest fucking words I ever heard on the face of it. Like, so any hypocrisy pointed out
is all going to be whataboutism. So I can say you're doing something shitty as I do the same thing. But if you point out that I'm doing the same thing, I say, whataboutism? Yes, that's what that is. Oh, I missed this. This is in the wrong one. So yeah, so there you go. You gotta do a pledge of non-allegiance if you want to go play tennis.
Or have a cat show, I think, right? Like your cat can't be Russian.
And so this is all just propaganda. And if you want to see how strong propaganda can really be, look at this one. This is this guy is a blue check. He says, my view is basically that nuclear war is worth risking for some things. A nuclear war.
Okay.
Like keeping as much of Europe free and independent of Russia as we can. Even if there's a nuclear cloud over it? What's the point of having a free country if there's a nuclear cloud over it?
Well,
but but I think that's a hard position to hold if you think the extinction of humanity is so bad that avoiding it trumps everything else.
So
he's saying no, that the extinction of humanity isn't that bad. It doesn't trump everything else. Isn't that what he's saying?
I mean, this real one really stumped me because I can't tell what the fuck
he's saying.
Yeah, like, okay. So up there he says nuclear war is worth it. He thinks it's a hard position to hold if you think the extinction. So there's some kind of acknowledgement of how insane that is built into this.
So do you think he's acknowledged? So you think this is sarcastic, the first part, and then this part is explaining the joke, kind of? Is he being
I would love
jokey?
that.
I don't know.
I mean, he's got a Ukraine flag.
He's got the Ukraine flag, which that's why I think he's sincere.
It stumped me when I saw it.
Yeah,
it was
I
a
think
real
he's
stumper.
sincere. I think he's sincere. He's cool with nuclear war.
But how could you be that stupid to say?
And then say that back. It's how could Stephen Colbert do that joke about we're going to get our gas from the good guys, the Saudis?
That's how.
By the way, Kurt, someone wrote in the comments under that video. You know that video where Stephen Colbert said, "Well, screw you, Putin. We're going to get our oil and gas from the good guys, Saudi Arabia," which that's a joke, and people laughed. And then he said, "Hey, it's worth $1 or $2 to have a clear conscience."
Right.
But Stephen Colbert didn't deliver that. That's also the same joke. That actually is still a joke.
Oh.
But Stephen Colbert delivered it sincerely. He didn't deliver it as a joke.
Oh, that does add up.
So now you can see how that joke got written in the joke writer's room. Those are the same jokes, actually. And then they top it off with the Tesla joke.
Yeah.
But he in the middle decided to deliver it in a real way, so it wasn't a joke. When he said, we're going to buy our gas from Saudi Arabia, the good guys. Hey, it's worth a couple of bucks to have a clear conscience.
Yeah.
And everybody cheered.
That's kind of fatty, that part, too, by the way, if you do it as a joke. You could just say the first part. You don't need that second line.
You don't even need that second, right.
Yeah. Wow. It's really amazing.
Yeah, we're living in. This is the craziest time I've ever been alive. It's getting. I guess it's never gonna. Anyway, it's right now. We're doing our live stand-up tour. We're going to Houston. We're going to Dallas. We're going to Los Angeles, Orlando, Tampa, Columbus, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Des Moines, Omaha, Kansas City, and more. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member. You get all our bonus stuff.